Taurus, it's Jo from Angels and Ancestors. And darlings, my apologies. I did your reading last night and I was supposed to process it, but I wasn't feeling very well, so I went to bed. And I've just looked at it, and half of it, so the first 20 minutes of it, there's no sound. Just no sound. Mercury is truly coming into retrograde. So this is your August reading. We have got Mercury in retrograde for most of it. We've got Saturn in retrograde until the 15th of November. And we've got the Lion's Gate. So if you haven't seen it, I've put a Lion's Gate video up. And the first 18 minutes is to explain to you what the Lion's Gate is about and how you can use that to attract stuff into your life and release stuff that no longer serves you. I'm not going to say any more than that because it's going to make this too long. So this reading is your reading that I do once a month, that we do clarifiers with. Something I introduced because I just felt that maybe we weren't getting as much out of a reading as we could have done. But go and have a look at that video. The readings, the card readings start at 18 minutes. So I think Capricorn is like 18:15, and then you're straight after that. So let's get your energy card. Ooh. Well, they all flipped over, but I'm not taking that many. Ooh, could be here all day. Can I have an energy card for Taurus, please? And I have checked that I don't know if it's the connection of the mic, but what I've done is I've put my headphones on that have got a mouthpiece, so hopefully it's coming through nice and clear, and hopefully there will be sound to this video, because I'm going to be really fed up if it's not. Oh wow, what is going on with these cards? Probably a bit confused that I'm doing another Taurus reading so quickly after the other one. Can I have an energy card for Taurus, please, for August? Okay. Alright. Okay, they've chucked out a few, so we'll take those. I'm not going to argue. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Hiraeth. Longing for home. Homesick for the stars. Do you feel that you don't belong here? Do you believe that you came from somewhere else? Do you look up the stars and just long to be up there? Put that there. I do sometimes. I go out there and think, oh God, just take me home. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It is not yours to carry. And do you know what I just read that at? Taurus, I just read that. As I was reading it, I just read that it's not your crazy. So it's got to mean something for somebody. It's not yours to carry, but it's not your crazy. It's almost like that's like the Ten of Wands, where the Ten of Wands tells us to put the bloody wands down, because they don't belong to us, and we need to complete the cycle of not keep picking up people's bollocks and bullshit. Your life is a canvas. Oh, I like this one. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Do you know something? Whether you are an artist and you paint, or whether you're an artist and you do some sort of other arty crafty, or whether you write, or you write stories or poetry, whatever your art or craft is, it doesn't have to be arty crafty. It could be sporty, it could be anything. But it's taking that creative accountability. Because when you're putting that kind of stuff out into the world and you're making a name for yourself, the accountability that you take is the craft that you have got needs to, one, it needs to make sense to other people, not everybody, but some other people. But secondly, it's also got to be readable for other people. So don't make things quite as obscure as you think you should. I don't even know why that came into it. But it's almost like, oh, I'm sorry to say this, but it's almost like you need to be on some sort of fucking psychedelic trip to understand some of the stuff that comes out of your head. And that's so odd for an earth sign. And this is a completely different reading to what I was getting before. That is so odd for an earth sign. It really is. But perhaps that's connected to the fact that you're not from here in the first place. But you're definitely burdened by it. You just got to let it go. Whatever's upsetting you, whatever's holding you back, and it could be that your arty side of you is being held back by that pull that you've got to want to go home. And do you know what? The stars doesn't have to be your home. It could be that you're actually hankering after a home that you knew in this lifetime that perhaps you haven't visited for a while. And I'm getting for good reason. But when you're expressing yourself, it's only got to make sense for you. When you're expressing yourself and putting it out there for other people to see, they've got to have some sort of understanding of what it's about, because otherwise it will just die a death. And it just won't do anything. And I can hear people saying, it doesn't have to if I'm expressing myself. No, all right, it doesn't have to, but then you wouldn't make it public. Like, I've got some things that I do here that would never be made public, because it's literally I'm expressing myself. And before everybody's imagination runs right, I write stories. I have been asked to publish them before. And I wrote them for my son when he was little. So when the time comes and I'm no longer here, if he then decides that he wants to publish them because they were written for him as a child, then that will be entirely his choice to make. But it's not my choice to make. So yeah, so just know that. Oh, and criticism. Perhaps that's what is weighing you down, is the criticism, the weight of the world boundaries. Yeah. I know society gives us some bloody ridiculous boundaries at times, doesn't it? But let it go. Express yourself as best as you can. But don't feel like obligated and justified to explain yourself. If other people don't get it, they don't get it. But if you want to put it out in the public domain, you've got to expect, if people don't understand it, if they don't get it, they're going to come back and say things that aren't, well, they're all having a pop at everybody at the moment, and all the trolls, they seem to be bloody bored. Yeah. Try to work with your inner self around what it is that you do. Try to end a cycle of doubting yourself, because that's the way I'm getting, it, self-doubt. But it's not, you're crazy. I heard that clearly when it said, like, it's not yours to carry. I thought, no, that's not what it just said. It just said, this is not your crazy. So whatever this craziness is that's around you, that's surrounding you, it's not yours to carry. It's not it doesn't belong to you. Okay, darlings, I think that's enough of those three. That was a bit hard going, but that is completely different, that beginning of this reading to the last one. It's such a sad thing that one got lost. So, what started your WTF for August? Facing your fears and taking your power back. Manifestation, please, for Taurus. What can Taurus do about this situation? Okay. What's out of their hands? What can the universe help them with? Reconnecting to their true selves. Reconnection to their true selves, thank you. The outcome. Okay, my darling, so what started your WTF for August, it's time to take a break. It's time to really think things through, Taurus. It's time to take that time out. Somewhere pleasant, somewhere in nature. Just go and kick back, think things through. Give yourself a well-deserved break. You've been through the ringer a little bit. So also it's coming in behind that is the Seven of Athames. Now this is options, choices and blessings. The sevens always are. The sevens is a very spiritual number. And I know that other readers read this really negatively, but you're looking over your shoulder, not because you're sneaking away. You're looking over your shoulder, looking at what it is that you've just come from, what it is that you've learned from what you've just come from. And the universe is saying it was a lesson well learned. And you're moving, you're walking towards this door here. And what they're saying to you is, if what you're walking towards is not any better than what you've just left, where you've learnt those lessons, and I have to say she's a little bit paid off in that door. Keep walking. Keep walking. You got choices, you got options, you've got blessings. So when you've got your choices, you choose something. It's an option. There may be several different options for you to take, but the option that you choose becomes your blessing. So if what you are heading towards does not feel right, keep walking. Keep walking. Do not put yourself back in a situation. And you know, when I was looking at this, I kept thinking the 3 should be here. The 3 of Athames should be here. You know that. And I don't very often read the 3 of Athames as a a third party energy, but I do think that there was the power of three. So it could have been three energies, three egos, whatever it was, it exhausted you. And you needed to literally take a time out and then consider this walking away, but making sure that you're walking away to something that's in your higher good, rather than leaving one situation just to walk into a similar situation. Once you've had that lesson and it is learned, there's no point in just keep on revisiting it, because the outcome is going to be exactly the same and it's just a waste of time. So facing your fears and taking your power back. Facing your fears may need a leap of faith. You may need to just step up and do what it is that you're going to do. And it's scary. Whenever any of us take a leap of faith, we don't know what it's about. We don't know the consequences. We don't know the outcome. But just sometimes we have to have faith in the powers that be, that things are going to turn out okay. So that's your fear. And that could be one of the things that's holding you back, is that you have been procrastinating about whether or not you need to take this leap of faith around this brand new beginning. It's a zero. It's not even a one. It's not even an ace. It's a zero. It's a reset. So just know that you've been procrastinating about that. But taking your power back is going to be something completely different. So number 5, it's the High Priest. Now this is one of my transitional cards, but it's transitional in the fact that you may have tried things modern. You may have tried to be a modern person, modern woman, modern man, but you've come to think that maybe tradition has got more of a place in your lifetime or your life. Now, this priest, he gets the energy from the sun. He's standing in the protective stone circle and he's beckoning you in. Look, he's looking straight at this and he's beckoning you. Come on, come forward. Take that leap of faith. Go into something that's more traditional, that makes more sense to you. It's got to make sense in your life. Now, he is this great guy, but he takes all his knowledge and wisdoms from books and tried and tested and tried and trusted means, thoughts and processes. So that's what he's saying to you. If it hasn't worked with you working on something where you're just using your intuition, then go back to traditional means. And then you've got another 5 coming in. So there's definitely a transition going on around you facing your fears and taking your power back, because this is supposed to show you the ultimate power. And what it's showing you is that you have got the strength to finally, there's another let it go. Let this go. This chalice is already spent. It's gone. It's been gone a long, long time. Whatever this was, it's past. It's in past tense. But you've held on to it. And I have to say, you've held on to it possibly because of the anger that you've held on to. But finally, you're coming to this situation. You're coming to this place where you feel that it is now time for you to release what it is that you've held on to for so long. Let me tell you, when you release something, it's nothing to do with the other person. It doesn't mean you've got to forgive them. It doesn't mean that you've got to do anything for them. You're doing this for yourself. And you're releasing yourself from this energy, which means the transition can then absolutely take place. Now, when you put 2 5s together like this, it makes a 10. And the 10 is a completion of a cycle, which then leads to a 1, and that's a new beginning. So Taurus, manifestation, wish fulfillment, and why it may be fucked. You're at number 15. It's a 6. It's nature. It's moving on from the 5s. I'm kind of getting it's a little bit effed, really, because you've kind of been binding yourself to a trap that you didn't need to do. You didn't need for it to be like that. You didn't need to believe in something for so long that really had no part to play in your life. But now I guess that what you're trying to do is manifest releasing the trap, releasing the binds that hold you, so that you are able to go off with your bestie and dance with the wood nymphs. That's metaphorically speaking. The bear's not going to put his foot in that trap. He's not. He don't want to be part of this. He's like, oh hell no. You can set as many traps as you like, but you're only trapping yourself. You're not trapping me. And what he's trying to encourage you to do is to release the trap, see it for what it is, and move on. And that should be your manifestation. So, my darlings, movement and journey, and where the fuck you need to be. 2 of a Thames. Now, you did get this in the last reading, so this is going to be quite significant. The 2 of a Thames is about conflict. The conflict with another person, or a conflict, an inner conflict, something that you can't settle about. So if this is with another person, you just need to let them get on with it. You need to step back, and if they think that they've got the answer, let them go and do their thing. You go and do your thing and have done with it. It's no good keep flogging a dead horse. It's no good keep arguing about the same thing, you know. You've got, you know what, you both know where you want to be, but neither of you can work out how the life of you're going to get to where you, from A to B. You just can't agree on a plan going forward. So if this is an inner conflict, it's the same sort of thing. You've got the end result, but you just haven't got the plan in place to move forward, and it's conflicting you. You're like, should I, shouldn't I? You know, all of that sort of stuff is just churning up in you. And this is on your movement and journey. And what they're saying to you is a journey should not be in conflict. It shouldn't conflict with you at all. It should be an enjoyable experience. And if it, you know, if it's not a spiritual experience or a new experience or an exciting experience, why the fuck are you doing it? So what can you do about this situation? You've got the battle wagon, and it's the number 7. Again, it's options, choices and blessings. But this time you feel like you've come back from this battle triumphant. Look at me. I'm triumphant. I've come back from this battle and all the rest of it. And the universe has tapped you on the shoulder and said, you haven't got your hands on the reins. You're not in control of this chariot at all. Now, you may have won the battle, but the war isn't quite over. And those horses are going to take you where you need to be, not where you want to go. So you may have an idea of choice or an option in your head, but in actual fact, the universe is guiding this in order for you to see that the raging war that's been going on around you has only been going on around you. It hasn't been going on around anybody else. So all of this, I've won this battle kind of thing, is kind of empty. So just be careful there. Now, this could be connected with a Cancerian, because this is water sign. I don't know why they say this is a water sign, because I see it's a really earthy card. But, darlings, don't, wherever it is the universe is trying to take you, don't keep going backwards on yourself. Don't keep going over old ground. Don't keep reliving issues and problems from the past, because it's in the past. You need to be looking forward. You need to be looking at what it is that you can do next, rather than what it was that you didn't do in the past. In comes the Queen of Athames. Now, this beautiful queen is going to be Gemini, Aquarius or Libra. She is this queen. She's the only queen with a weapon for a start off. She knows how to use it. She'll draw energy down from the universe with it. She will cut out things that no longer serve her. But the thing that she loves to do the most is gather evidence, gather knowledge and wisdom about a situation. And she likes to prune things back to see if there's any growth there to be had. And if there's not, the final cut is the deepest with this queen. She can procrastinate until she's gathered all that information for a long time. But once that final cut comes, she means it. And let me tell you, if you are dealing with an air sign, one or two things with this. Either they're trying to teach you this lesson, once it's done, it's fucking done. Or there is an air sign in your life that is just done. It's done and dusted. It's gone. Then, and that's what I was saying to you was about, where was it? Releasing this. It's not about them. It's about releasing your energy from whatever happened. And I do get that this may have been one hell of a fucking battle. But this queen, it's no good trying to argue with her. It's no good trying to go there. She knows her shit. She knows what she's doing. And she is highly intelligent, highly intuitive. She is going to be doing something on the legal side of things. So just know that she knows her shit. She knows when to call it. And she's called it. As far as she's concerned, the battle is long gone. The war is done as far as she's concerned. And you may feel that you came back triumphant, but the war's only been raging around you. Taurus, what on earth is this about? This is so different. This is so different to the other reading. So what can't you do anything about? What is the universe trying to help you with? So we've been going round and round in circles a little bit, haven't you? They're asking you to get your bloody foot out of that tree and look at things from a different perspective. Now, when you've got a little robin coming into play like this, this is usually the spirit of a loved one trying to come in and give you some messages from above. And what they're saying to you is, please look at things from a different perspective, because until you do, you are not going to be able to move on. And I guess that's what this accountability is about, is taking accountability. You're not going to be able to move on with what it is that you want to do until you stop going around in circles. So, reconnecting to your true self. And I love this card coming out for you like this, because it's been pretty shit, to be honest. So number 19, add it together, it's a 10. It's the completion of a hard, long slog. And finally, you are finally feeling successful. You're finally feeling happy. You know, when the sun shines, we do, don't we? The serotonin levels go up, we feel better. All of those sort of things happen. But the success and happiness that comes with this is long term. It's not short-lived. So I get that you have come out the other end of this. And do you know, I just heard the number 5. So I don't know if this was a 5-year, like, I don't know, 2005, 2015... whether it was 5 years, whether it was the 5th month, which would be around your birthday, I don't know. That's going to be really personal, but the number 5 is very pertinent to this. The sunflowers coming up say that there's going to be a spiritual shift. The sun shining is just meaning that everything is going your way. Absolutely, there is abundance to be had. High days and holidays ahead. So as you're reconnecting to your true self and letting all this shit go, you will bring yourself back round to thinking about where you want to be, what you want to do, who you want to present as. Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. This is your outcome. So there are some people that you are connected with, older or younger. Well, maybe one of each, actually, thinking about it. So if it's somebody older than you, they're going to have these little ditties that they say that drive you up the bloody wall. But one day they're going to say something. You're going to go, oh, is that what that means? Like my nan, bless her heart, she had lots of these. She used to say I'm like Barney's ball, buggered. And it took me ages what she meant by that. Worn out Barney's bowl, obviously. I think I was 15 when I heard that one for the first time. What was the other thing she used to say? There was something else. Oh yeah, she said to me, Joanne, I'm sick and tired of this. And I thought, what on earth does that mean, sick and tired? And it wasn't until years and years later I'd been flogging away at trying to sort things out around my son's education, and one day I just sat down and I looked up at the sky and I went, Nan, I know what you meant, because I am really sick, really feeling ill, and I'm really tired. So yeah, I really experienced, and it's a real saying. So just know that this person could have these ditties that drive you mad, but all of a sudden, one will suddenly make you go, oh, that makes sense. I get that now. The penny will finally drop. But if it's somebody that's younger than you, they're going to be saying stuff way beyond their years. Way, way beyond their years. And you're going to even question how the hell they know that kind of information. But just know it's a collaboration. Don't question it for too long, because young people have a tendency that if you question them, they will shut the fuck up. So what's hidden from you and hidden from view is the Page of Athames. So at some point in August, you are going to get the urge to draw energy down from the universe, using rudimentary knowledge and wisdom because of the age of a page. Pages are always, for me, under the age of 21, some even under the age of 25. Candle for intention, book for knowledge, owl for wisdom, moon for illumination. And this illumination is going to take place, and it is going to make you feel that you need to draw that energy down, because it is going to illuminate for you possibly either a truth or an untruth, or even a distortion of some sort. So just know that that is coming your way. It's not around you at the moment, but it is coming your way. So let's do some clarifying. So what is it that Taurus is resting from? Oh, I am not taking that many. There's about 10 cards there. What is Taurus resting from? In a card would be good. Okay. Queen of Water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now, I don't know if there was a real connection, a family connection with this person. Water sign, very loving, very caring, very giving, very nurturing kind of person, but will definitely be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Taking a rest from how you're feeling about that situation. What is it that Cancer is walking away from? 7 of Athames. 8 of Athames. Guys, that's my communication card. There may have been a lot of miscommunication around this situation that you are going to end up just walking away from. Facing their fears and taking their power back. Can I have a clarifier, please? Magician, Taurus. So it's a new beginning. It's a fresh new start around something. So you may be taking this leap of faith, whether you are reluctant to do it or not, and then setting the tone to release yourself and go back to tradition, because there is this new beginning now. With the Magician, it's twofold. One, it could be illusional. You could be kidding yourself that there could be this new beginning. But because it's a major arcana, it's also to do with manifesting. So you may be manifesting that you want, I'm going to say you want this to be over. I'm getting that you are probably still not prepared to take that leap of faith, that it would be okay. But the Magician coming in, the number 1 in the deck, just make sure that you're protecting yourself, that you are keeping yourself safe. And I'm not saying physically, I'm saying mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. Because I do get sorry, Taurus, I'm going to have to go for a minute. Hi, Taurus. Sorry for the interruption, lovelies. My camera's got triggered around the house, and I went and had a look, and I have no idea why half of your video had no sound to it yesterday, and I have no idea why that video got interrupted last night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was reading, but I decided, okay, let the interruption go and I'll start again today. And funnily enough, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so I know we got up to the Magician, and I am sorry if that feels a little bit disjointed, but I was concerned about all the cameras triggering. It took me ages to realise that the winds were quite high last night. I don't have general media on in the house. I don't have a TV. I don't listen to the radio. So the only time I ever get a weather forecast is in the car, and I haven't been in the car since yesterday evening at about 8 o'clock, which I didn't hear the weather while I was coming back and listening to the music. So we got the Magician, didn't we? And I was saying to you that it feels like you need to do some protection around yourself. You need to go back to basics. Now, he is a master manifestor. There's no getting away from it. He is. But he does say to you very often, know your nuts and bolts. Know what it is that you're manifesting. Know what it is that you don't procrastinate, and don't veer off what you're doing. And especially around the leap of faith. Because leap of faith is another form of manifestation. You don't know the outcome. You don't know what's going to happen. So just know that when you get the Magician coming, just like the Witch, it's telling you to go back to basics. It's telling you to go back to the first base and look at it again. Look at what it is that you're doing. You know, if it is a manifestation, are you using the right words? If it is a prayer, are you using the correct terminology within a prayer? It's that kind of stuff. But it is going back to basics so that you are revisiting the knowledge that you probably already have, but so that you don't become complacent with that knowledge. So, number 15 is nature. Oh, I did wonder if they were going to fall out. Number 5 is water. It's a transitional card. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you've had heartbreak and all the rest of it. No, love comes from many different forms, love. And the heartbreak doesn't just have to come because you've parted with a partner. The Five of Chalices is all about you releasing yourself from that situation and being able to heal properly. It's about that moving on. It's about that letting it all come up, deal with it, move it on. And then we have the Four of Earth. You're definitely holding on to something here. Definitely holding on to something. Now, the Four of Earth, I know a lot of people go, it's the Miser's card, it's this card. You could be saving for something, and that's fine. But if you are holding on to emotions, which I'm kind of getting that you're holding on to old crap, old bullshit, all of that stuff. That's what's holding you back. That's what's keeping you in the trapped mode. That is what you need to release to get rid of the traps that hold you back in order for you to move yourself forward. Two of Athenians. You have got the Queen of Air, or Athames. You've already got her up here in this situation. Now this, I'm getting that this is the person that you're in conflict with, Taurus, the Queen of Air. You are in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or somebody who's air orientated, which means they think about things, they're highly intelligent, highly intuitive, they mull things over, they don't make decisions lightly, all of that sort of thing. They've got a lot of knowledge and wisdom to share with people. They've picked up a lot of knowledge and wisdom along their pathway, but this conflict may have been with them to start with, but it has become an inner conflict with you because you've got the Hangman. You've done nothing about this. You've done nothing to clear the air, move it on. You haven't seen the wood for the trees. You haven't done it, literally haven't done anything. So therefore that conflict that you had with this Queen, where the battle was, you haven't done anything. You've stayed in suspended animation over this. You are still reliving what it was that happened instead of being able to clear the air and move on yourself. That's why you're getting all these fives, go back to basics, you know, those messages of procrastination. All of this is coming about because you're holding on to something that has long since spent. It just doesn't serve your higher good any longer, but you're not seeing it. You are still literally holding on to this energy, and it has suspended you into this hanged man motion where you're just going round in circles. You're not even willing to look at the whole picture. You're not willing to look at it from another perspective. You're stuck, and that needs to move on. You need to, and like I've said, it's not about forgiveness of the other person, it's not about releasing the other person, but once you release yourself from this situation and you let it bubble up, deal with it and let it go, you release yourself, and inadvertently you release them from this energy, and the load will feel a lot lighter than it has done in recent times. And like I said, I do feel with all the fives that you've got coming up, I don't care if this was 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, 15 years, 25 years ago, You need to do some work about it, but it's got to be your choice whether you do it. Because if you do it on the say-so of anybody, a reader, a healer, whoever you go to, whoever you seek out, if they're saying, oh, that's what's holding you back, you need to do this. If you're not wholeheartedly in it, you're never going to release yourself from it. So, clarifying the Queen of Athames and the Battle Wagon, you've got the Three of Water coming in. There could be celebrations around this. You're just not seeing it at the moment. You're not allowing yourself to move into an easier flowing time, which is friends, family and community, which should be really important to you. What you're getting is the Nine of Fire or the Nine of Wands. So feeling like you want to illuminate something, that you really want to understand what it is that is continuing to bug you about this, but still being quite prickly about the whole situation. So you're still being really standoffish when it could be a beautiful celebration coming in with friends, family and community. So you've got the Hanged Man twice. You've got the Queen of Air or the Queen of Athames twice. I have to say, I do get a strong pull that this is probably going to be a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius that you've been dealing with. And the Hanged Man is definitely your energy. You're just in suspended animation. And the universe is trying so desperately to help you out of this situation. Can I have a clarifier for the Hanged Man, please? Or the Oak King? Why are you tied up in so many knots? I wonder if the common denominator here was the Queen of Water, because I do get she's past tense, whereas I get this Queen of Athames is present tense. Six of Fire. Now, usually I would say this is one of my accolades cards, triumphantly coming back, all of that. But there's an exploration going on here. You want to be heard. You want to be seen. You want to be taken seriously over what it is that happened. But as time is going on, this ship is getting further and further and further away from all of the other ships. It's just too far away now. So whatever it was that you was trying to explain in the first place with this communication, I get that the sword was brought down really quickly and it stopped you from explaining fully how you felt. But even though you still want that, you still want this recognition. And I'm not saying it's accolade, but recognition of how you felt around this issue. The universe is still trying to work with you about looking at this from a different perspective and understanding other people's perception of what happened. So, the reconnecting to your true self, the Sun card, the success and happiness, how is that going to happen from all of this emotional turmoil? So I wonder you've got those cards in the beginning. This making so much more sense now. the Emperor. Now, for me, the Emperor is like all four of the kings moulded into one, male or female. We're dealing with energies here. So it's every king you've got, every positivity you've got. It's a number 4. This king sits there, or this Emperor sits there just knowing, he just knows everything. He's in the know. So in your true essence, in your true energy, you know what this is. You know what the outcome is. You know what happened in your true essence. And if you was really honest with yourself, you would move into this energy without any problems at all, because you would be completing that cycle of honesty, that cycle of integrity. You would be completing the cycle of emotions. You would be completing the cycle of passion. And passion doesn't have to be love. It can be hate as well. And perhaps it is that primal energy of an Emperor who is a protector, not just of the people, but of the lands as well. Perhaps that has entered into your life, and you can see the Sun card, but you can't reach it because you haven't let go of all this other shit that's going on around you. The universe is trying desperately to show you that the further you go on this trajectory, without that letting go, that need for that recognition, just letting it go, just letting it be, and just allowing people to heal in their own way instead of trying to force them into thinking that it's your way or the highway, because that's the essence that I get, Taurus. Once you let go of that need, once you see that other people are going to achieve different ways in life, people are going to deal with things differently in life. Once you've got to that point where you can say, okay, I'm doing it my way, you do it your way, and let's have a completion here, you are never ever going to shift yourself on into a forward trajectory. You're always going to stay in that stagnated vicinity. So the 3 of Pentacles, let's get a clarifier. What is this collaboration about, please? Star card, manifestation, healing. So just know that the Star card is an Aquarian card. So it could be an Aquarius that you are dealing with. It's a 17, so put it together, it's an 8. There could be issues with communication, and what they're saying is the communication is stagnated because you have not healed enough to make room for new things to grow, and therefore your star has not grown any further than what it was when it was over there. So just know that they are asking you to participate in the heal. It's not one and done, it's a continual process. And as you do that, as you cleanse and clear out all the old bullshit, all the stuff you've been holding on to, and you put room in for new things to come in, they won't only come in, but they will grow healthily as well, because you've got rid of, I want to say negativity, but I don't even think it's that. I don't think it's negativity. I think you've just got caught up in other people's energy, and it's been quite confusing. Energy is energy. It flows whether we want it to or not. And sometimes it can feel negative, and sometimes it can feel really positive. But energy is energy, and you can either go with the flow of the negativity, or you can go with the flow of the positivity. People tend to go with the flow that is going the way that the majority go towards. And to push back, to go towards the positivity, can be like pushing peas uphill with your nose. But you need to do that. You need to push past this energy that you've got yourself stuck in, that this is all there is. Because there isn't. There's loads more. There's loads more. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't loads more to do or achieve. So, Page of Athames. So, you've already had nature here in your manifestation wish fulfillment. This is the same card, but in a different deck. It's the number 13. It's a 4, and it is transformation. And that's what I've been saying to you. Going back to your basics of drawing that energy down, understanding the knowledge and the wisdom, is transforming the way you look at things and the way you feel about things. And it is rudimentary, and it's in its basic form at the moment. It is in its basic form at the moment. So let's get one final card to finish up the reading, please. And then we'll move on to the angels and the ancestors. Ace of Water. There's a new beginning, a new chalice that you can fill just for yourself. When you get the ace, it's a 1, it's on its own. There isn't anybody else to fill the chalice for you. You have to do it for yourself. And you fill that chalice up, you fill up that ace of water with all your wants and needs, your emotions, your happiness, your joy, all of that, until it overspills. And it's the overspill that you offer out to other people. It's the overspill that you offer out to the world. You hold on to your own chalice. You never offer that out. You never give it away. And then if somebody should walk away or somebody should try to hurt you, your chalice is intact and with you. And you can just say goodbye and not have to worry about how you're going to feel for too long. Yes, you'll still feel loss, but you're not going to feel the full loss, because the investment has been in yourself and not in the other person. So let's just do some angels and ancestors. Can I have some knowledge, wisdom and guidance for Taurus, please? Okay, my darlings, you got summer, basking joy and light. You really do need to let go of all of the stuff that you've held on to, because they're saying this is what you should be doing. We're in the summer. They're asking you to bask in joy and light and not to hold yourself back or sit in dark rooms or anything like that, because they really want you to feel that success and happiness of the sun. Direction, guardian. Choose your path. Do not worry about what other people are doing, and do what's right for yourself. Shaman. Trust in higher forces. If you have denied that there is higher forces at play here, you are denying yourself that passage and that movement spiritually, to paint your own canvas. What was that other one? Yeah, do you remember me saying about letting go of this because it's not yours to carry, and I got that it wasn't your crazy? Yeah. Don't let other people's thoughts and feelings about what's out there in the universe, in the cosmos, mar or have an effect on what you actually believe in. great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. I do get that you're highly spiritual. You got a lot of cards in here that would indicate that there is spirituality around, but you're still at that, I want to go home, I'm fed up with this experience. But you chose to come here as a star seed, as a light worker, whatever you call yourself. You chose to be here at this point in time on this planet because you wanted to have the human experience, the human oh, let's just leave it, the human experience. That's what you chose. But what you're doing is instead of being the great teacher, you are still looking at other people to teach you. Spring, see your seeds grow. You've sown a lot of seeds over a lot of time, and now if you are able to clear all of this out, and do you know what, this could go back years. You may not even be aware any longer of what this is. Just think about the things that you've wanted over the years and what it is that stopped you from getting it. What was the block? What was it that you saw as an obstacle and not an opportunity? And why didn't you, if you couldn't turn it in an opportunity, why don't you go round it? It's that sort of thing that you should be asking yourself. Lovelies, that's your reading. I'm sorry that it was disjointed in the middle. Please like, share and subscribe for me. And I will catch you in the next reading. Bye for now.